Welcome back to She Talks Money, the podcast where we redefine what wealth looks like, feels like, and lives like for women who want more. More freedom, more options, more purpose, and of course, yes, more money, but on your terms. I'm your host, Jennifer Butcher, and today's episode kicks off a brand new solo series where we walk step by step through the roadmap to building wealth in a way that feels aligned, authentic, and doable. Not just for someday, but starting right now. This episode is the foundation, step one. It's probably not what you think. It's not a spreadsheet or a budget. It's this. Define what wealth means to you. Because if you don't define it, you'll chase someone else's version of it. And when you get there, it still won't feel like enough. Let's dive in. Most people skip this first step. They think wealth is a number. They chase 6 figures, 7 figures, passive income, real estate portfolios, retirement accounts. But here's the truth. Wealth is not a number. It's a feeling, a life, a way of being. For one woman, wealth might mean retiring early and traveling the world. For another, it might mean working part-time, picking up her kids from school every day, and never stressing about groceries. Your vision of wealth should reflect your values, your priorities, your joy, because otherwise, you'll achieve financial milestones and still feel broke. Dale Carnegie said, success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. And we want both. So let's walk through the 4 pillars of defining your wealth. Pillar number 1 is freedom. What kind of time freedom do you want? Do you want to travel? Do you want to be location independent? Take a summer off maybe? I like to visualize, if money wasn't a factor, what would I be spending my time doing that would bring me the most joy? Pillar number 2 is security. What makes you feel safe and supported? Do you want a certain amount in savings, a paid off house, a specific income? What would your situation have to look like in order to not feel stress around your finances and money? My husband and I had to get on the same page with this one because he was focused more on just our life. And when we discussed it, he realized I was also worried about our kids' future. And for me to feel secure, I need to make sure my kids won't ever have to worry about money too. So what do you need to feel secure? Pillar number 3 is fulfillment. I love this one. What lights you up? Do you want to do work that matters, even if it pays less? Or build a business maybe that creates impact? For me, I wrote down the things that I do for work that make me feel the best. Making an impact in others' lives brings me a lot of joy and fulfillment. So then I thought, how can I do that beyond just my day-to-day clients, who I love helping, by the way, but how can I do it on a bigger scale and impact more people? And that, my friends, is how this podcast came to be. It's part of my fulfillment pillar. And as of this episode anyway, I do not get paid for this. So keep an open mind here and be honest about what truly fills your bucket. Don't think about the money yet. Pillar number 4 is legacy. What do you want to pass down? Knowledge, habits, money, real estate, values. My daughter is about to turn 16, and this has hit me hard that I only have a couple years left of her at home. Suddenly, I'm thinking about a lot about the things that I want to make sure she's been taught before she leaves. I also think about the mark I want to leave in my industry, with my team and my company. There's a story from an amazing book that drives this home. In The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, he talks about there's this guy who was a tech millionaire. He owned yachts and had a massive house, but was still chasing more, always chasing more. He ended up taking massive financial risks to stay on top, and you probably guessed, he lost it all. Why? Because he never defined what enough looked like. He never had a personal definition of wealth. It was always the next thing. In contrast, the janitor in the book quietly built wealth over his lifetime by living below his means, investing consistently, and valuing freedom over flash. He left millions to charity when he passed away. Quiet wealth, purposeful wealth, defined wealth. So take a moment. Visualize the version of you who is living your wealth. What does her day look like? How does she feel when she wakes up? What's not on her calendar anymore? That's the life we want to design backwards from. For me, wealth means waking up without an alarm, sipping coffee slowly, enjoying a morning walk while soaking up some sun, working with people I love, and having a calendar that I get to control. It's the freedom to go to my kids' school events in the middle of the day and not have to ask permission. That is my version of rich. So now think about yours. Write it down, speak it out loud, let it become real. If you're listening to this on the go, don't worry. There's going to be a link to a workbook in the show notes that's going to talk you through all of these questions. So now let's make this tangible. In order to do that, we need to set some goals. But there is a difference between money goals and wealth goals. Money goals sound like, I want to make $200,000 a year, or I want to buy a house. I want to pay off debt. Wealth goals sound like, I want to be able to take a month off and still have income coming in. I want to live in a home I love and feel proud of. I want to feel calm when I open my banking app. Can you see the difference? Money is the tool. Wealth is the outcome. Both matter, but only one will drive your behavior in a sustainable way. So when you set your financial goals this year, ask, what kind of life is this money creating? There was a time when I was making more money than I ever had before, but I felt totally disconnected from my life. I had no time, no space, no joy. I was going through the motions and just trying to get through the day. That, my friends, was not wealth. Redefining wealth for me meant building systems, boundaries, and income streams that gave me my energy back. And I've seen this with clients too. I had a woman I worked with who thought wealth was hitting a savings number. But when I asked her some questions about, what's important to you? What do you enjoy? She realized she really actually wanted to go part-time, simplify her expenses, be more present with her kids. That then became her new wealth goal, and she's living it now. I had a friend I just talked to who thought she had to wait until all of her debt was paid off. She was completely debt-free to start investing. But once she redefined wealth as building assets and confidence alongside paying her debt off, everything shifted. It's never too late to start thinking differently. So now it's your turn. Here's your wealth definition exercise. Number 1, I want you to journal your ideal day 5 years from now. What are you doing? How do you feel? Who are you with? And then number 2, write 3 statements that define your wealth. 3, ask yourself, is the way I use my time and money moving me closer to that? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be clear, because clarity builds confidence and confidence builds wealth. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend, screenshot it, tag me at Jennifer Butcher Mortgage, and tell me your version of wealth. I would love to hear it. And stay tuned, because in the next solo episode, we're going to talk about cash flow and how to manage it without sacrificing your joy. Until then, keep going, keep dreaming, keep redefining, and remember, you're not behind, you're building.